发现现在很多外国的女人啊，来到我们国内啊。
Recently, I have noticed that many foreign women are coming to China and starting to compete with our domestic leftover women for Chinese men. Moreover, these foreign women have begun to settle down and start families here. I would like to clarify that I am not a leftover woman. I am already married with 2 children. I bring up this topic to express concern for our domestic leftover women. With the widespread use of the internet, we often see videos of foreign women marrying Chinese men and having children. For example, women from Romania, Tanzania in Africa, Russia, Vietnam, and even from the Guangxi region, such as the Mayanis and Cannon, as well as Italian and African wives from Shaanxi, are among them. Many of these foreign women who marry Chinese men end up having more than 2 children. What's surprising is that their demands are not as high as those of Chinese women. They don't ask for a house or a dowry. This leaves Chinese leftover women puzzled and uncertain about what these foreign women are after. Nowadays, in developed areas like Shanghai, Jiangsu, and Guangdong, an increasing number of children are of mixed race. They grow up in China, speak fluent Chinese, with their fathers being Chinese and their mothers foreign. Additionally, Belarusian women have also married many northern Chinese men. I saw a video online of a Russian girl who married a Chinese man and had 2 lovely children. This Chinese man even took them back home. Such foreign women are very popular in northeast China. I believe the current matchmaking market has indeed become increasingly difficult. Domestic singles are unable to find matches for themselves. Many leftover women are still searching for suitable partners, while now, many young foreign women have entered the market, and their average age is relatively young. In contrast, domestic leftover women are mostly over 28 years old, with many exceeding 35, yet they have not realized the severity of the issue. I have come across many 35-year-old women who still insist on high standards, such as asking for a dowry of 300,000 yuan, a monthly salary of 20,000 yuan, a house, and a car, and they still want to find a good match. These demands have kept them single to this day, and they may have rejected many quality men along the way. Now, seeing so many young and beautiful foreign women marrying Chinese men, it's no wonder they feel anxious and their emotions are mixed. This competition has suddenly made leftover women feel a sense of crisis. If I were a leftover woman, I would also be worried and anxious, feeling like there is someone coming to compete for the market. The market competition is already fierce enough, and many young foreign women are continuously arriving in China. They are young, have lower demands, don't ask for a house, don't require a dowry, and even don't care about the man's height. Naturally, these men find them appealing. In fact, the goals of these foreign women are also quite clear. They hope that their men will treat them well and that they can live comfortably in China. You may not know that the economic situation in many countries is far worse than in China, and some places are still in conflict, so they are quite satisfied to settle down in China. Meanwhile, domestic women are truly unaware of their own good fortune. In this situation, how can they compete with these foreign women? Additionally, most of these foreign women are fair-skinned and beautiful, and they are willing to stay at home as housewives. For example, more and more Vietnamese women are marrying into Guangxi, with a dowry of only a few thousand yuan needed to marry a Vietnamese wife. This is also a geographical advantage. These women have low demands and provide emotional value. As long as the man treats them well and gives them some small favors, they are very satisfied. Different people have different pursuits, and being together is also a choice. It's better than being single, right? So, I see many domestic 35-year-old leftover women suddenly feeling that they should be anxious. Countless matchmakers are introducing partners to these leftover women and advising them to lower their demands, but they still insist on their own standards. Now, looking at the domestic situation, some may already be starting to feel anxious and might even regret it. I hope they can wake up soon and understand that even if they lower their standards now, it will still be difficult to compete with these foreign women. Finally, I genuinely feel anxious for them. Meanwhile, these foreign women are diligently learning Chinese, providing emotional value, and they are young, which really aligns with the preferences of Chinese men. The competition is too intense. Keep up the effort.
我发现现在很多国外的女人到我们国内给我们大龄剩女抢中国男人了。
Recently, I have noticed that more and more foreign women are coming to China, competing with our domestic older single women for Chinese men. These foreign women have already settled in China and started to build families, which is truly surprising. They come from countries like Romania, Russia, Vietnam, as well as Southeast Asia and Eastern Europe. What's even stranger is that they not only marry Chinese men, but also have 3 or 4 children. What I really can't understand is that they don't seem to care about houses or bride price. What exactly are they after? A few times, I saw some children who looked like mixed-race kids in ice cream shops in places like Shanghai, Jiangsu, and Guangdong. Out of curiosity, I talked to them in English, only to find out that they all spoke Chinese. Later, I found out that their mothers were foreigners and their fathers were Chinese. Once, I learned about a Belarusian woman who married a Chinese man and had 2 lovely children. This made me start to wonder, is the competition really this fierce now? I am 35 years old this year. Because I asked for a bride price of 300,000 yuan and a monthly salary requirement of 20,000 yuan, I turned down many quality men. But now, seeing so many beautiful foreign girls marrying into our country, I really have mixed feelings. Suddenly, I feel like someone is entering our competitive market. The market was already very competitive, with many young girls rushing in, and now another group of women from abroad, who don't count the cost, have arrived. They are willing to stay at home as housewives, don't ask for a bride price, don't mind the in-laws, don't require their names to be added to the property certificate, and are even willing to have children. They don't have special requirements for the man's income or height either. It really feels like there are not enough good men to go around. Moreover, I've heard that many Vietnamese women can marry into China for just a few thousand yuan. They place great importance on providing emotional value, and as long as the man treats them a little better, they feel very satisfied. So now, at 35 years old, I suddenly feel very anxious. My best friend suggested that I lower my dating standards before, but I thought I could afford to be picky. Now, I regret it a little because I didn't realize how fierce the competition in this market was. Even if I lower my standards now, I still can't compete with these foreign women. Not to mention, they are desperately learning Chinese, working hard to provide emotional value, and they are all very young. There's really nothing I can do. The competition is just too intense. The situation is too scary. I feel that these foreign girls are really going too far. It makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Chinese men are almost being snatched away by foreign women. Recently, several foreign girls have come to our dating agency looking for partners, including those from Russia and Ukraine. Each of them has fair skin, good looks, and long legs. At first, I thought Chinese men would reject them, but to my surprise, the men were very interested. Within just a few days, these foreign girls had all found partners. I asked these men about it, and they all said that foreign girls offer much better value than Chinese girls. Many Chinese girls want a house, a car, and a bride price, and when they go back home, they expect to be treated like royalty, which is exhausting. But foreign girls are different. Not only do they not ask for cars, houses, or bride price, but they also take great care of the family. It's really too comfortable. It seems that, in the future, cross-border marriages will truly be the trend.
这个老爷爷教的真不错呀，好认真。好热闹啊！这么多人都是用这个吗？
你们国外也有这个吗？
没有啊，我们都是有那个 APP， 香港也有。那有没有每个月有多少钱？哎呀，不错不错的是，只有一个问题，为什么没有照片呢？那你妈妈爸爸可以来这儿把你找老公呢？
我觉得中国男孩特别特别好。
I think Chinese boys are really, really good. Once a Chinese boy confirms a romantic relationship with you, he will keep sending me messages from morning until night, asking, "Have you eaten? What are you doing?" I heard that in China, having a house, a car, and money is very important. As a Hungarian girl, I don't have such requirements because I have a good job and can earn money myself. I only ask that my boyfriend has a cheerful personality.
在未来，跨国婚姻会成为主流，中国女人会越来越难嫁。
Future international marriages may become mainstream, making the marriage market for Chinese women increasingly difficult. According to data surveys, over half of the men in our country are open to international marriages. Recently, a local guy from Shanghai successfully started a relationship with a Russian girl studying here through our dating platform, and now they are preparing for their wedding. He told me that initially, he had never thought about finding a foreign girl. Since he turned 26, he had been on blind dates with 60 to 70 girls. Some girls demanded an 880,000 renminbi dowry, along with a house and a car. Others expected him to be solely responsible for taking care of the children, etc. He felt very frustrated and eventually stopped going on blind dates. However, after accidentally meeting this Russian girl, he fell in love at first sight, pursued her for half a month, and they eventually got together. Now, they are preparing to get married. I genuinely wish them the best, but I also feel anxious for domestic girls. Chinese men are becoming increasingly sought after, with many foreign women attracted to their gentleness and thoughtfulness, especially as more foreign women settle in China. Additionally, foreign women usually do not demand dowries, and in some countries, there are more women than men, making international marriage a trend. If the domestic older single women continue with overly strict demands, it's only a matter of time before international marriages become mainstream.
我82年，今年已经41岁了。
I was born in 1982, and I am 41 years old this year. I am still unmarried and childless, which makes me a leftover woman in everyone's eyes. At this age, it's indeed quite awkward in the dating market. Even though I feel young, many people already find my age problematic. Maybe I will never find someone to marry in this lifetime. Yesterday, I discussed this awkward topic with a friend. She asked me if I felt sad about being picky because of my age. I answered that I didn't feel sad at all. Even if I never get married in this lifetime, so what? A person's life can still be fulfilling and happy. Some people tell me that while single life might be enjoyable when young, it will become quite miserable when old. I have enjoyed decades of happiness in my youth, and if I face a few years of difficulties in old age, I accept it as deserved. I don't think I should force myself to marry and have children just because I'm worried about a miserable old age. Living a lifetime with someone I don't love seems even more miserable to me. Although I am still single now, I am not opposed to marriage. I am slowly looking for a suitable partner. If I meet the right person, I would also consider marriage and having children. Some people say that if I wait another 2 years at my age, it will be too late to have children. If it's too late, then so be it. In fact, children are not a necessity in life. There are many ways to live, and as long as I don't feel regret, that's what matters.
94年的，今年应该31了。
I was born in 1994 and am 31 years old this year. I don't know if others feel anxious about dating and marriage, but I have been quite anxious over the past year. From last year to this year, I've been going on blind dates, but every time has ended in failure. I really don't know why. Every time I go on a blind date, I think the person is quite nice, but we end up not staying in touch. For example, on one date after dinner, the person asked if I wanted to go to a bar for a drink. I told him I didn't really want to go and preferred to go home and rest. Maybe it's because I've been under a lot of work pressure recently and I really didn't want to go to a bar, plus I never drink. He asked if I had anything else I wanted to do, and I said no, I just wanted to go home and rest early. I didn't think the guy was bad, it's just that I'm used to coming home early every day. As a result, I felt that he was quite disappointed, and I always feel unnatural when talking to men. Especially since most of my work interactions are with women, it might make it more difficult for me to interact with men, which makes me feel quite distressed.
In the coming years, the spring for Chinese men is approaching. When it comes to Chinese men, some sarcastic terms often come to mind, such as old workhorse, pickup artist, and bootlicker. These terms carry a lot of irony. Chinese men might be the group that suffers the most and feels the most oppressed in the world. Women dislike those who are talented but unattractive, criticize those who earn a lot but are not family-oriented, resent those who have achievements but lack romance, and complain about those who are reliable but weak. Why do Chinese men live so humbly? Firstly, it's because the number of men far exceeds that of women. According to statistics, there are 36 million more men than women in China. Secondly, there are fewer competitors for Chinese women. However, starting from 2024, a major change is coming for Chinese men. Firstly, the speed at which Chinese men are marrying foreign brides is accelerating. With the rise in national power, since 2018, the number of Chinese men marrying foreign brides has already surpassed the number of foreign women marrying Chinese men, and by 2023, this ratio has expanded to 60% versus 40%. By 2024, the main source countries for foreign brides will be Russia, 230,000, Vietnam, 110,000, and Laos, 30,000. Secondly, many international matchmaking agencies have begun to introduce talent to China on a large scale this year and are cooperating with domestic matchmaking agencies. Southeast Asian countries like Thailand, Vietnam, and Laos generally have a good impression of Chinese men, believing that they are family-oriented and cherish their wives. Therefore, many Southeast Asian women hope to marry Chinese men. If a large number of foreign women enter the Chinese market this year, the situation of 36 million bachelors in China might change drastically. Thirdly, the bootlicker economy in China has already collapsed, and the influence of Valentine's Day has also diminished. Now, fewer men are willing to be bootlickers, and the era of women pursuing men might be coming. Fourthly, in response to the high bride price and low fertility rate issues, the country is also introducing foreign women to stimulate the domestic marriage market. In the future, the Chinese marriage market may witness three phenomena. Firstly, foreign spouses will become more common, with foreign wives even appearing in rural areas. Secondly, due to foreign competition, the phenomenon of exorbitant bride prices in China may be alleviated. Thirdly, under pressure, older single women in big cities may actively turn their attention to second- and third-tier cities and counties to find a partner. Chinese men, are you looking forward to this change?